I'm looking forward to it. Y'all join us for the second hour. I promise they're going to do the talking. So we'll be right back.
You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Welcome back to the second hour of Paranormal Experienced Radio. I'm your host, Kat Hobson, and I am so glad you've joined us tonight. This is a fantastic show with even better guests. I have Kevin and Jennifer Malek both here with me tonight, and I've got to tell you, this is a powerful, information-packed duo. They have got knowledge that you wouldn't believe. they have done something that I find interesting. I have been sharing and researching different places that are paranormal resource centers. And I have friends that call theirs paranormal research centers, but basically it's coming into a location and learning things of that nature. My friend Shelley Robertson, who is our Friday night show, Ghost Talk with 187 PI, owns the old Paulding Jail, which she bought to use as a paranormal research center. The old South Pittsburgh Hospital is now being renovated to get rid of all the unhealthy things that were inside, environmental. I'm sure there's other things still there. And they're going to be using it as a paranormal research center. Kevin and Jennifer, y'all do the Northwoods Paranormal Resource Center together, right?
Yes, we do.
And how did you start doing that?
Well, let's see. The society was already formed.
Right.
We had Jennifer moved up from Florida. We were living in Minocqua, which is about 30 miles away. And we moved to RHinelander, and we set up. The place we got was once like a candy store. It's like it used to be a commercial, and it's got like the store half, and then it's got a living part to it. And so we set up, our living space, of course. We set up our paranormal stuff. We dedicated a whole office to the library, which is over 1,000 books, like I said. And that's all in books of the unknown and unexplained. And that's all nonfiction. And we set up a big table. We have our weekly society meetings there.
Right.
We have our families can come in and talk to us and sit down and tell us what's going on, that kind of thing. We could talk with them and discuss what needs to be discussed, I guess. And it's where we do our case analysis and our evidence review.
It's where I do my readings when I get contacted by clients for readings.
Right. Yeah. So Jennifer does her psychic readings out of the office. We got beads that kind of separate our part of the, building from what, the public part, I guess.
Right.
But be that as it may, so you can come in, and the office is right there at the beginning part. You can, and then if anyone wants to research anything, they're welcome to use the books there. And we don't let people, if you're a society member, then you have access to the books as far as taking them home and whatnot. But it's the idea of a resource center is a place where someone can come and get information and talk to somebody about any problems or situations they're having, or if they even want to join, perhaps, whatever the case may be.
Like we recently, and I want to say it was 2 weeks ago now, maybe almost 3. We had a father and daughter, and the daughter had heard about us in our resource center, and she wanted to come and see it. And so when they came over, I invited them in, and they checked out the resource center, and I spoke to them for maybe a good hour, and they were asking all kinds of questions. And I explained to them what the resource center is and what it's used for, and why it's there, basically what Kevin said. So, it's basically for research. People can come for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, however long they feel that they need to look up specific information and get any answers to any questions that they may have.
Most of the stuff comes to us through social media, but I'd say once a week we get people stopping here that actually they've come here for the purpose of talking to us you know, and out of them, not all of them turned into paranormal investigations. And we also are allowed, have permission to use discretion too, of course. In other words,
Right.
There are some cases we won't take for certain reasons. So, but yeah,
Can I ask
mean,
what would be an example of that? What would be something that you would turn away? And please don't be specific. I know that you can't, but just a generalization.
somebody calls for somebody else's property.
Okay.
I'd love it if you could come out and investigate my aunt's whatever. No, we can't do that. Your aunt would have to call us. That's an example. Or someone calls us and they're not an adult. Like, we can't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Because what we're talking about has got spiritual applications to it, or that's between your faith base and all that. I mean, if they're a minor, then it's still the parents' responsibility,
Right.
to educate their children as they see fit, and it's not our place. We're careful about that, of course. But yeah, once in a while we get a call and it's like, we can't talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We would love to, but we can't.
Right.
If you have your parent with, you guys could put on speakerphone or whatever. That'd be great. But and your heart goes out to them, right? Because they're trying to save the family or whatever, but their parents aren't, whatever. Like, it's our number. Anyone can go on social media and find our number.
Yeah. I mean, we get we get calls from different parts of the country and all over the world.
Yeah.
We
do. It's crazy. And the first thing we say is like, do you realize we're in Wisconsin?
Right. Because I just got a question in chat asking if y'all were regulars to Casadega, Florida. And I said they're in Wisconsin, so probably not. And we have another question for you in chat.
Sure.
Do y'all believe that not all circumstances require a paranormal investigation to solve the problem? Like that an investigation would make the situation worse?
Yes. And that's why we don't, like I said, like out of, let's say, the people that stop in, more people that stop in don't have an investigation. There are times where there are plenty. We help a lot of people on the phone.
Yeah.
You don't have to do an investigation for every inquiry. Let's just put it that way. There needs to be a good. Again, our golden rule is never to make anything worse.
Yeah.
So the people got to be really clear as to why they want the investigation, and it's got to fall within our parameters of comfortability, I guess. Does that make sense?
That does. But, I had a question of my own as a follow-up to that. I have had experiences sometimes that made me go, because when someone reaches out, often over the phone, or normally it happens when it's over the phone, their activity shows up at my house.
Yeah.
And I have gotten to where I will tell people, please don't call me at home or from your home while you're at home, because I don't need that. I have dogs and grandchildren, right? And I will help you, but if you could please, just call me when you go out for a coffee or something like that, and we'll chat as long as you need to. But if you could do that, that would be great. And I just feel that it's because normally they're not calling about a good situation.
Right.
And you're right. And you're wise to protect yourself that way, considering you have, grandchildren. And for us, we don't have kids.
No.
And we sage. We're really close.
Well, I
with
sage
God.
and
Sage. I'm sorry. Frankincense and myrrh.
Right.
Much better.
Right.
We are.
We have Saint Benedict medals hung up on the doorways. You know, we go to investigations, we smudge people, we smudge our